Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Jianu Sarianu Sangaji, and welcome to Sikh Channel. So Aj the Jera program hega, it's about the incredible Sikh art exhibition without shape, without form that launched last month on Guru Nanak Dev Ji the Gurpurb on the 4th of November at Guru Manyo Granth Gurdwara in Slough. So today we have the Sevadars from Guru Manyo Granth Gurdwara, and shortly we will be seeing a documentary showing the opening of the Sikh art exhibition. But before we watch this, we are going to hear from the Sevadars who have been involved in delivering this exhibition. So here with me today, on my left-hand side, I have Uncle Kulwant Singh Ji and Savraj Singh, who are the trustees at the Gurdwara. On my right, I have Deep Kaur, who's part of the Sikh history team and exhibition curator, and Kanwar Singh from Art of Punjab. So Kanwar, if I could just start with you, if you could just give us a bit of a brief introduction on yourself and also the style of artwork.
Well, I've been painting for about 10 years, really focused on the Sikh narrative. It started when I just began to study Sikh history, and I was just so fascinated by all of the stories. Like, we have such an amazing lineage behind us. And as I read this one history book, images popped into my brain one after the other. And ever since then, I've just been painting solely focused on Sikh history.
Thank you. And Baji, next to you, but I'd like to know, what was your inspiration for creating this exhibition? But before you go into answering that question, can I just say from my experience that attending the launch, it was absolutely amazing. I knew there was a big surprise. I knew it was going to be on another scale, and it definitely was, and I was lost for words. So if you could just tell us where your inspiration came from.
For me, our inspiration was our children. So at Guru Manyo Granth Gurdwara, every Sunday we have over 500 children who come for Sikh history and Punjabi classes. And what's very close to my heart is that their parents, they put a trust in us. And it's a trust to teach their children the truth. Now, what we need to think about as parents, as a community, and as a Panth, is that what kind of Sikhi and what kind of history do we want our children learning? Do we really want them to be learning a history that's based on dubious sources? Do we want them to be learning a history that's based on the accounts of those that don't follow the teachings of our Guru Sahibs? Do we want them to be learning a history that casts doubt on the bravery of our warriors? For me, this exhibition depicts our true history. And it's our true history because it's consistent with Gurbani, and it references Gurbani. And as we all know, Gurbani is our true source of knowledge. So the exhibition, it starts with Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji and how they came to the world to show us all how to meet Vaheguru through the Shabad Guru. And it's Guru Nanak Dev Ji who created the Sikhs through Kamai and Bhagati on the Shabad Guru. And it's that Kamai and Bhagati that instilled that fearless warrior spirit in our Sikhs. And it's that spirit that underpinned those actions of bravery, compassion, and courage that the world had never seen before. And let's not forget all the battles and the jungs that our Guru Sahibs undertook. They were all for the truth. They were never for wealth or riches or kingdoms. They were always to preserve the truth.
Just to add to that, Guru Nanak Dev Ji's sole mission was to tell the world about Shabad Guru. But really, as Sikhs, let's forget other faiths for a second, but as Sikhs, how many of us know what Shabad Guru is, where it is, what to do with it? Guru Nanak Dev Ji told us about Shabad Guru. Guru Granth Sahib Ji now tells us about it, and we know that it's within every single body. And that's despite caste, creed, colour, gender, age. And the unique thing about this exhibition is that we highlight the relationship between our history, Shabad Guru, and using art as an educational tool.
Uncle Ji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਕਾਤੇ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਇਫ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਮਝਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਆ ਜੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੂੰ, ਮਾਲਕ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਨਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਆ, ਸੋ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਆ ਜੋ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਬਿਨ ਸ਼ਬਦੇ, ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ, ਬਿਨ ਸ਼ਬਦੇ ਸੁਣੀਏ ਨਾ ਦੇਖੀਏ, ਜਗ ਬੋਲਾ ਅੰਨਾ ਪਰਮਾਏ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਭਰਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ। ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਨੇ, ਫਰਮਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਜੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਆ, ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਜੀਵ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਆ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ। ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਬਾਰੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਫਰਮਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ? ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀਆਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਜੀਓ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਹੈ, ਜੀਆਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਜੀਓ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਹੈ, ਜਿਤ ਸਹਿ ਮਿਲਾਵਾ ਹੋਏ। ਜਿਸ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਨੇ ਉਸ ਮਾਲਕ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਪ ਕਰਾਉਣਾ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਆ। ਪਰ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ? ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਾਇਆ ਧਾਰੀ, ਮਾਇਆ ਧਾਰੀ ਅਤ ਅੰਨਾ ਬੋਲਾ, ਸ਼ਬਦ ਨਾ ਸੁਣੀ ਬਹੁ ਰੋਲ ਘਚੋਲਾ। ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਮਾਇਆ ਧਾਰੀ, ਮਾਇਆ ਜੋ ਇਹ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਨੇ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਮਝਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਮਾਇਆ ਪੈਦਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਸੰਸਾਰ, ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਇਆ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਤ੍ਰੈਗੁਣੀ ਮਾਇਆ, ਸੂਖਮ ਮਾਇਆ ਕਿਹਾ। ਸੋ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਫਰਮਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਰਜ ਗੁਣ, ਤਮ ਗੁਣ, ਸਤ ਗੁਣ ਕਹੀਏ ਇਹ ਤੇਰੀ ਸਭ ਮਾਇਆ। ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਜੋ ਮਾਇਆ ਵਾ, ਇਹ ਮਾਇਆ ਦਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜਾਲ ਵੀ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਜੋ ਮਾਇਆ ਨੇ ਜਾਲ ਪਾਇਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਮਾਇਆ ਜਾਲ ਪਸਾਰਿਆ ਭੀਤਰ ਚੋਗ ਬਣਾਏ। ਤੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਭਰਮ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਭਰਮ ਵੀ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ। ਹੁਣ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਭਰਮ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤ੍ਰੈਗੁਣੀ ਮਾਇਆ, ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰਾ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੁੱਤਾ ਪਿਆ। ਤੇਹੀ ਗੁਣੀ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਭਰਮ ਸੁੱਤਾ, ਸੁੱਤਿਆਂ ਰਹਿਣ ਵੇਖਣੀ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਹੁਣ ਸੁੱਤਾ ਪਿਆ, ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਮਾਇਆ ਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਅਧੀਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਆ ਸਾਡਾ ਮਨ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ। So Kanwar Singh, looking at some of the paintings like the Shahidi of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, they went through a horrific ordeal. So how did you visualise those events for the paintings? I guess what can we learn from those moments in history?
Well, for me, the lesson that's being imparted is probably the starting point for every painting. And what I tend to do is try to find some way, like almost a single word, to sort of connect the viewer with what's being conveyed. And it's often like a personal interpretation. So with the Shahidi of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, I think the idea that I really wanted to connect the viewer with was the idea of Guru Arjan Dev Ji's supremacy over the situation. I did not want to paint him as a victim, even though his ordeal was a terrible one. I wanted to show that there's something greater that Guru Arjan Dev Ji is connected to, and that is what is enabling him to be able to bear this ordeal. And the fact that this ordeal almost had to happen for the continuation of the story as we understand it.
And I remember just, looking at these paintings, and even before knowing what Shabad Guru was, and it was, I just couldn't understand how it could be possible that our Gurmukhs, our the Shaheeds and our Gurus went through such horrific ordeals, like you said. But how? Like, do they have some mystical, supernatural powers? Like, to be able to sit on a tati tavi, raging fire underneath them, hot sand being poured on them, sitting in boiling water day after day. Like, physically, what is actually happening to their bodies? And yet, when we see them in paintings, they're always sort of serene and unaffected by it, which is obviously, the true state of their mind. But how? And it was only through understanding what Shabd Guru was and understanding that Guruji was connected to Waheguru through the Shabd Guru that you realise that actually these are not supernatural powers. This is a practical technique that they had mastered.
ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਰੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਸਮਝਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਜੋ ਭਰਮ ਜੋ ਮਾਇਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਫਿਰ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੋ ਸਾਰੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਆ। ਸੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੋ ਇਹ ਭਰਮ ਜੋ ਮਾਇਆ ਦਾ ਪਰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲਾਉਣਾ, ਇਹਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਤਾ ਆਪ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੁਰਮਿਲ ਜੀਤਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੁਰਮਿਲ ਜੀਤਾ, ਹਰ ਹਰ ਕੀਤਾ, ਟੂਟੀ ਭੀਤਾ ਭਰਮ ਗੜਾ। ਇਹ ਭਰਮ ਦਾ ਪੜਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲਾਹਿਆ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਣਨ ਲਈ। ਜੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਨਾ ਨਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਭਰਮ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹਰ ਹਰ ਕੀਤਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਭਰਮ ਦਾ ਪਰਦਾ ਦੂਰ ਕੀਤਾ। ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਮਝਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਕਹੇ ਦਿਨ ਰਾਤੀ, ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਕਹੇ ਦਿਨ ਰਾਤੀ, ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੁਣ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਣਾਵਣੇ ਆ। ਜਦੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤੱਕ ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਮਾਲਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਣਾਉਣਗੇ, ਉਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ।
And then Kanwar, during the opening of the exhibition, many people came out very emotional, including myself and a lot of friends and family that attended. You could just see the reactions on their faces when they came out. We know that a lot of the paintings that were there had already been seen by many people, but could you just tell us a little bit about their reactions? Because people were speechless, and you know, it's really hard for someone who's actually seen it themselves to actually talk about it, but the reaction on their faces said it all. So if you could just emphasise on that.
Well, to be honest with you, I was quite emotional myself. I've been exhibiting my work for a while now. I think, in fact, this year I exhibited all across North America. And I think that this was just a completely unique situation. Just in the approach was very different. Prior, I've always done it by myself. But here, I think we just had like an amazing team of Sevadars that just sort of pooled incredible resources together, but also just their passion. And I think I saw it, like I came here a year ago, just as part of the camp. And, you know, just I got such a different sort of sense of the place. I just felt that, like, you know, the focus on Simran, the focus on Seva, and just sort of just meeting the people, and I just sort of saw the possibilities. And even then I didn't really sort of click how great it could be. And so when I walked in, I was just focused on painting and just getting as much work here as possible. So I was focusing on what I was good at. So when I came in, and I was just blown away. And the truth is because my work has never had so much support before. Just to be able to see like the painting laid out with the history, connected to the Gurbani, it was just such a complete picture. And I think that's what kind of overtook a lot of people's emotions. And I think it was just conveyed in a way where I think you could come in with a lot of knowledge, or you could come in with very little, and you would still be affected by it. You would still walk away with something. So,
yeah, I actually remember somebody said to me that they didn't have much knowledge about Sikh history or anything about Shabad Guru. They came to the exhibition and they were just fascinated by it, and actually said, you know what, we want to come back and spread the word. So it's done a great job of that. And then Savraj Baji, I'd like to ask you really, you're going to huge lengths to preserve and tell our history. How do we engage the generations to come?
We'll engage the generation to come when we make them our priority. At Guru Mania Granth Gurdwara, the children, the youth, they are our priority. Every Sunday in the Darbar, it's our children who do Kirtan in the Darbar. Every Sunday, for over an hour, we have Katha in English, so our children understand the message of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Our classrooms, they're fitted out with facilities you find in every modern school. For us, this exhibition, we wanted to make sure it was delivered to a standard that matched those you see in galleries in all the major cities in the world. So doing something with that professionalism and with the priority on youth is how we're going to engage the youth.
And also so that the kids actually do the practical, which they do here, the practical, do Simran to get to Shabad Guru. They fall in love with Shabad Guru, and really the world is theirs. And these everyday problems that people face, they'll rise above all of that. And what's kind of interesting is what we have to know is that Panth starts at home, then they become the Panth, they look after the Panth, they look out for others, and that's beautiful, because that goes full circle of exactly what our history was about. And the story of the Sikhs should be, the world should know about it, more so because Guru Granth Sahib Ji is for the whole world.
So Kanwar, can you tell us a little bit about your future in terms of artwork, or any future projects? Where will that be leading to?
Well, in the immediate future, there's work that still has to be completed here. What's interesting about this project is that it's instead of like sort of a static gallery, it's kind of it's an evolving one. So we've created a space, we've filled it with a timeline, but then there are pieces which are sort of not fully developed that I'm working on. There are maybe more sketches, and then will be turned into like final pieces. And that's sort of interesting even from an education point of view, because you know, if you're interested in the arts, if you're a young kid interested in the arts, it's great to see paintings in evolution. Going beyond that, I'm kind of hoping that like what we've done is just completely set the bar so much higher than our community traditionally places on the arts. So I'm hoping that people will see this exhibit, and then they will see like, this is the power of art, this is our history, our legacy, but told in a way that can be communicated to someone that barely knows anything about Sikhi. So once we see the potential there, I think the sky is the limit.
To add to what Kanwar said, from the Gurdwara's point of view, for us this gallery is just another phase of the development of our site. So as our viewers are probably aware, we have the Refresh Skills Centre located at the Gurdwara Sahib, and that Refresh Skills Centre provides free City and Guilds training to anyone, people of any different religion, caste, whatever background, and that's very unique and it's not seen anywhere else in this country. In that same way, this exhibition is also very unique and it's not seen anywhere. I don't think anything like this is in, you know, I've not seen anything like this in the world. Now what we hope to achieve is for all the local schools or schools up and down the country to come and visit this exhibition. So we want to attract the top schools in the country, because those people who are going to become influencers and decision makers for this country and around the world, we want them to know our true history, the history of Shabad Guru. So when they go to a Gurdwara Sahib, they see the Langar Hall, when they see Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they will understand what was behind all of that. So that's what we'd like to see kind of come from this exhibition.
Benji, could I ask you, so what's the future of Guru Manya Granth Gurdwara going to hold?
All we can say right now is watch this space for a very big announcement.
Thank you. So I'd like to finish as well to say to all the Sangat ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੇਖਦੇ are that please, if you would like to find out more about the Shabad Guru and our Sikh history, then please visit this exhibition on the following dates: Monday the 25th of December from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m, Sunday the 31st of December from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And if you would like more information, you can go to www.withoutshape.withoutform. Please, Sangat ji, meri benti vi hai, please support such projects. This isn't just for Sikhs, it's for Sikhs, non-Sikhs, up and down the country, and even internationally. Guru Manya Granth Gurdwara are doing some amazing projects, amazing sevadars here, so please support them. This is the month where we remember Sade Jade Jar Seb Jade vi hai, so please make sure that you take time out to visit the Gurdwara on these two dates. And I must say, actually, which we didn't mention in this interview, there was about 5,000 people that came on the launch of the exhibition. So you can imagine the whole spectacular exhibition that's been created, some of the responses from people and just their reactions that we had. I'm left speechless. I came on the launch. I'm going to be coming again, spreading the word to my friends and family. Dusivi, please make sure that you do. And the other thing I'd like to say, stay tuned on Sikh channel, as there is a documentary to follow which will show the highlights of this amazing and spectacular exhibition. And please, as I say to always, please Dusi, spread the word. Let's support the Sangat, because this is what we're here for, is to do the seva, come together as a parivar and make sure that you attend, because I'll be there and it'd be nice to say fateh to all the Sangat. So if mere to koi galtiyan vi hoiyan, please mainu maaf kariyo. Bulla chokka di maafi. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.